Hello everyone, welcome back to A Wild Approach. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing a few of the butterflies that I've been seeing lately in my garden. This first one, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's super cute. I think it's in the skipper group, and within the skipper group, I think it's a dusky wing of some kind, but there are several of those, and I can't quite nail down what this one is. I should probably throw it into iNaturalist and try it that way, but it still might be difficult to identify because some of those look so much alike. The next one is a Gulf fritillary butterfly. I got a bunch of them last year, and we should be seeing a bunch of them this year. There's already caterpillars on my purple passion vine. And then of course, this one is the Eastern Tiger Swallowtail. My absolute favorite butterfly of all time, and so I'm really happy to see this one in the garden. You're going to see several different Eastern Tiger Swallowtail specimens throughout this video. Another Eastern Tiger Swallowtail, and you'll notice if you go back in the video and pause it, you can tell that the previous Eastern Tiger Swallowtail butterfly had both tails intact, both bottom parts of their wings intact, and it had shorter mountains. By mountains, I mean the blue peaks on the pattern of the bottom of the wings. Those were smaller on the previous specimen. This one has bigger ones. This one's more likely to be a female. I think this is the same Eastern Tiger Swallowtail that we saw on the verbena. I think this is the same one here on the bergamot, with the bigger blue mountain ranges and the missing tail. It also has a very, very deep yellow. Normally, the Eastern Tiger Swallowtail butterflies that I see here look more of a sun-bleached yellow. This is a very rich yellow. I find it very striking. You can see that the orange spots are extremely saturated and striking as well. They really stand out more than I normally see on these. The Eastern Tiger Swallowtails seem to really love wild bergamot, which is native, which is Monarda fistulosa, purple coneflower, which is Echinacea purpurea, also native, but they also like Verbena bonariensis, which is not native. And I do want to add some native verbenas to the garden. I used to have a few, but they were short-lived. Either they didn't like where I was growing them, or they're just short-lived in general. I'm not really sure. So I want to get different native verbenas soon. You can see that this Eastern Tiger Swallowtail specimen hung out in the garden for quite some time, visiting those flowers I just mentioned. And you can tell because, again, it has that rich, deep yellow that you don't always see, at least not here in my garden in particular. And it's missing that little wing, you know, the little tail, not the wing, but the tail on the wing, and it has those bigger mountain ranges. And so it's really hanging out in the garden quite a bit, which I love. I believe this one to be an American snout butterfly, and they host on hackberry trees. And there are loads of hackberry tree seedlings around, and there are a few mature hackberry trees in the area. So that makes total sense. So I'm not 100% sure about this one, but I am semi-confident that this is a cloudless sulfur butterfly. Now, it is nectaring on a purple coneflower, Echinacea purpurea, but it can host on and lay eggs on things in the legume family, and that could be wild senna, that could be partridge pea, things like that. I have a lot of partridge pea in my garden, and I think that in a few years back, I saw them laying eggs, and I saw caterpillars on partridge pea. So hopefully we'll get some more eggs and caterpillars this year. We'll see. Alright, so here we go. Here is what I believe to be a dark form Eastern Tiger Swallowtail female butterfly. And it is nectaring on purple coneflower currently. And I am going to go ahead and give you a little spiel about Eastern tiger swallowtail butterflies really quick. I'm going to tell you some host plants that they can use. According to the field guide called Butterflies of Tennessee by Rita Venable, the reported host plants include plums, black cherry, pin cherry, choke cherry, hawthorn, common apple, eastern cottonwood, American hornbeam, hickories, American basswood, southern catalpa, tulip poplar, cucumber tree, sweet bay magnolia, spicebush, sassafras, white and green ashes, common lilac, common hop tree, common prickly ash, and black oak. Now, isn't that fascinating? So if you want to plant a tree or a shrub for the Eastern tiger swallowtail, obviously you're going to want to pick something that is proper for your site. But if you have plenty of space, please consider planting a keystone species. Oaks are the #1 keystone species, so in this case you would pick black oak if you could, and the next one down from that would be the black cherry. So for this one, it'd be black oak is #1 and black cherry is #2. If you want to do keystone species, the top keystone species, I should say, because there are others. Plums would also work. If you had less space, you can plant the American plum, which takes up a lot less space than those two trees do. So that's just my suggestions. I have a black cherry tree, and I also have several American plums. And there are oak trees next door. But I am letting some oak tree seedlings grow in my backyard, and so hopefully years in the future there'll be some decent sized oak trees in my backyard. We will see. We will see. It's some kind of fritillary. I can't quite tell from the footage, so I'm just going to say some type of fritillary on purple coneflower. A lot of our fritillary butterflies use violets as host plants, so keep that in mind. And then the Gulf fritillary butterflies use purple passion vine or Passiflora incarnata as their host plants. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you in the next one, which will probably be a garden tour. So I hope you're excited for that, and I will see you in that one. Bye, guys! You all requested it, and it's finally here. Reduce Your Lawn shirts are now available in my brand new merch shop. Thanks so much for supporting the wildlife habitat we're creating. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylu.com. Thanks for watching!